There are many visionary leaders who have called upon humanity to change. And many of them are alive today. There are people who are talking about a world shift, people who talk about 2012. Barbara Marx Hubbard is talking about becoming agents of conscious evolution. And all of these leaders and visionaries are connecting to the same thing, which is, on the one hand, the desperate need we all feel for change because of the rampant pain on the planet, and at the same time, the incredible opportunities we have today that we never had before that will enable us to make those changes. The collective vortex of change is a way of conceptualizing this transformation that we're all asking for. And it's also a way of describing the process that we have to go to in order to have it happen. Now, why am I saying that we are being motivated by pain? Well, I don't think that we have to look far to see pain in our world. Whether it's the pain of hunger that's needless, whether it's the emotional pain that we inflict upon one another by misunderstanding one another, by trying to oppress or control one another, whether it's the pain of autocratic governments, whether it's the pain of exploitation, whether it's the physical pain that we experience, especially because we overwork or overeat or overdrink. So many levels of pain and misery in our world, and so much of our pain is self-inflicted, is self-created, and is accepted as being natural in our societies, not just in the United States where I live, but around the world, that this is the way it is, and that there are many years of traditions. I think of the caste society in India, where it was considered perfectly normal that people were in different castes and some people were considered untouchable. And that in a nation with such highly evolved spiritual people. So we don't have to look far for pain. In fact, all we have to do is look at ourselves. We all suffer pain. And we've all been making efforts to overcome that pain, whether those efforts are misguided or not. Sometimes we try to overcome our pain by drinking or succeeding or getting the right guy. And sometimes we've tried to overcome our pain through therapy or spirituality or doing good for others. All of these are ways that we have been trying to overcome the pain in our world. Some of us have been successful to a degree, but no matter how much we seem to change ourselves, we are not perfect, and we look around the world and we still see an overwhelming amount of pain in our world. We're calling for a change. We want a change. We want more love in our world. We want less war. We want less exploitation. We want more cooperation. We want more mutual support. We all want this. And yet we seem to be blocked from actually realizing that. Now, why do I think that today there is a collective vortex of change, and what is its role? Well, there are several levels. One is that we've done a lot of soul-searching psychological work, and we need to do a lot more. We need a lot of healing modalities that will help us to transform on the inside so that we can become more relaxed, more loving, and more giving. Because it's really our pain that makes us reactive and angry and unfair to one another. But there are a lot of modalities that already exist, and we at the Stream and at our Healing and Higher Consciousness Center, we also provide a lot of that kind of support. In addition to that, we have the spiritual teachings, the understanding, the focus on unity consciousness that is becoming more and more and more a part of our culture. There was a time when we were completely focused on the individual. When I was growing up, in the 40s and 50s, people didn't talk about unity consciousness. At least nobody that I ever knew. And as we went further, it was about getting ahead and doing for yourself. And we've come to the end of that on a certain level because we've discovered the emptiness of that way of being. We have spiritual teachings. We have ways of thinking about things that really promote a conscious evolution, a commitment to consciousness, a commitment to coming together. But in addition to that, and this is the most exciting part, there is help from beyond the human level. What I mean by that is there is divine help. You don't have to be religious, you don't have to even believe in God to see and feel the incredible energies that are coming to the planet today. I am very attuned to those energies. I know many of you are also. You can just feel it. And why is that important? Because we need support to overcome the old ways of thinking and being, the ego-based ways that we were trained, to overcome the traumas, to overcome our fears. We need to have a sense of well-being that helps lift us beyond our old reactivity. And that is available. Now, why do I call it a collective vortex of change? Because you and I, with every step that we take in becoming more well emotionally, in becoming more spiritually grounded in a unity consciousness, and in clearing ourselves energetically through many programs such as Qigong and Tai Chi and our own program, Life Force, that we are collectively moving inch by inch towards something we don't even know, but we know exists, and we hope and pray that we can reach. And with every step that we take, we are creating together a vortex of energy, and you can actually feel it if you tune in, because it's being created by our efforts. Now, when those efforts that we make are simultaneous with the efforts, with the divine energies that are coming to us, with this tremendous, immense spiritual power, we are able to do something we could never do before, because we can't create this by ourselves. We are able to take advantage of this incredible power that's reaching our earth today, and that is helping us to get beyond what we can do as individuals or even as a collective. We must work in unity. That doesn't mean that every one of us has to know every one of us, that we all have to be on networks emailing one another. What we need is on the inner plane to be focusing our intention on supporting this vortex of change. And we need to be willing, perhaps for the first time in history, to drop the belief that we know what we're doing and how to get there, but that we are willing to be guided by an intelligence and a consciousness that comes from a dimension beyond ours. And when those two things come together, the intention of humanity, impelled by our compassion for ourselves and one another, when that comes together with the powerful energies that are coming from beyond, with the powerful intelligence that is beyond our own, then there is a vortex that is being created, that is being built moment by moment, stone by stone, step by step, and that vortex begins to get a power of its own. I am here to tell you, feel it, join it, become part of it. And I would also like to invite you to take a look at some of the programs that we are offering that would help you do it. However you participate, whether you see anything of value in our programs or you're just watching this video and you say, yes, let us together tune in to that collective vortex of change, and let's empower it for the betterment of everyone.